The Rush is sponsored by State Farm.
This week's episode of The Rush. As always, I'm Danny Fry. In this episode, we have highlights of the football quarterfinal at SHG, along with a story about Mark Maton's cross-country career, and of course, a whole lot more. But right now, let's get started with those football highlights. And in the second round of the IHSA Class 5A playoffs, the Titans cruised past Jerseyville 42-21, and we're preparing for the Week 8 rematch versus the SHG Cyclones. And they were looking to snap the 16-game losing streak to SHG. So now let's get the highlights started. The Titans and the Cyclones. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. Titans came out a lot better than they did in Week 8, but on the second play of scrimmage for SHG, it's Chris Harris down the sidelines, 43 yards for the score. But the extra point by Kenny Rao was no good. 6-0 Cyclones and Titans on their very next drive, their second drive of the game. It's Nathan Hack up the middle, kind of runs into his own guy, but moves it down near the 20-yard line. And then from the 1-yard line, Donovan Hammonds from just a yard out, up close. He's a cinch to score, and the extra point by Chase Volpert's good. 7-6 Titans within the Cyclones. It was back and forth all game in the first half. 22, Tavian Whitaker, he did not play in Week 8. He had a nagging injury all season. And now, once the Cyclones get lined up here, Gabe Green is going to tuck the ball up to guess who? Tavian Whitaker. He was fantastic. Number 22, the senior, again, not in Week 8 action. And the Titans could not stop him, but up the middle, that made it 13-7, but up the middle goes Miles McAdams. 29-yard design run right up the middle. Titans lead 14-13. And then there's a run to close out the first half, and we head into the second half. A Tavian Whitaker run. Cyclones led 19-13 at the half. And now the Titans trying to get something going after SHG score. Nate Lois takes out number 22 Connor Fiash, but he took the hit. Nice catch. That picked up a first down for the Titans. And on the very next, or here we go on a pass play to Daniel Helm. 26 yards for the score. And that made it 26-21 after that touchdown strike. But then it's Tavian Whitaker. That's all they did in the second half. Pretty much was handed off to Whitaker. And there he goes. Trucks over Nathan Hack. And that score with 2 minutes left to play. Cyclones win it over the Titans 33-21. Whitaker 178, 3 touchdowns. And now let's hear some post-game sound.
And playing at Glenwood, man, it's been a great experience. You know, I love all these guys, and I'll never forget them, man.
Last game, when we played them in the regular season, I know I didn't get to play, so I know when I came back, I have to go out here and do what they've been telling me to do is run north and south. So.
SSG, man, they're a great team. Always going to be hard to play. Always a tough matchup when you're playing them, man. I don't really know what to say. You know, just at a loss for words right now.
Glenwood is a good team, man. You know, number 1, Helm, he's a good hitter, you know, good guy. Number 90, Aaron, he's a good hitter. Those guys are good, man. And like I told Aaron, he got to go out in the off-season and do what he got to do and lift and hit the weight room.
And now it's time to take a look back at Glenwood's top 5 football plays throughout the entire 2012 season. So here we go. Start out at number 5. It's from the season opener against Taylorville at home. It's number 10, Rocky Morse, a receiver here, returning punts, and he streaks up the middle, takes that one 50-plus yards for the score. That's number 5. Moving on to number 4, it's in the Rochester game at night, and calling the play from the line of scrimmage is Miles McAdams. That tied up the game. And a big touchdown run by McAdams. Really did a great job all season calling plays from line of scrimmage. And here at number 3, a pair of big hits. It's Daniel Helm laying out number 4, Brant Hill. And then later on, rolling out is Matt Lewis, a Marion quarterback. And there's Tyler Brown. Oh, hit the deck. And with the Tyler Brown hit, now to number 2, SHG game, Week 8. Donovan Hammonds getting help from pretty much his entire offensive line over the goal line for the score. And Hammonds was jacked after that, but now after seeing that, what could number 1 be? We go to that same game, Week 8. McAdams pump fake and now lets it go to Daniel Helm. Heck of a catch. And that made it 40-35. Really made that ball game an interesting game. And the Titan football team had a final record of 9-3 with that Daniel Helm catch, getting the #1 play in the top 5 plays of Titan football this season. But Titans went 9-3. Second straight year the Titans were state quarterfinalists. And congrats to Titan football seniors who all had stellar high school football careers. And now it's the time in the show when we take a commercial break, but stay tuned as we have a story about cross-country runners Mark Maton, his cross-country career, and also Eric's Pigskin Picks. That's all on the way next. Fat Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, Fat Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Aaron, you're all set.
Great, thanks.
Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that?
The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies to make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot. Get out of here.
Get to a better state, State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
This cross-country season was the 4th year Mark Maton was running in the varsity top 7, and not to mention he was near, if not at the top of the pack, all of those 4 years. Now that the cross-country season has ended, Maton reflected on the season and is looking forward to his college career. The Rush's Erica Moser has more.
Glenwood senior Mark Maton plans on continuing his high school career and turning it into a college legacy. He plans to use vital skills he acquired in high school, and he tells us what his plans are and how the high school has made him a better runner.
My season this year really wasn't what I'd hoped it would be. There were some high points. I mean, winning conference by a wide margin is always, I guess that's good. But overall, I didn't really feel like I performed the way I wanted to this year. I had some multiple problems.
Maton plans on having a relaxing off-season before he begins his track career.
I definitely am looking forward to track. And yeah, the break is good. It gives a lot of time to recover and it's a large off season. There's a lot of time in the off season, so you definitely get a lot of time to prepare and train and get ready for track.
He's a great runner. He's going to have a great collegiate career. He didn't end the season the way he wanted to, I don't think, because his last couple of races were he wasn't feeling right. He didn't finish the way he wanted to, but I think that when he goes on to college, he's going to be doing just fine.
From the Rush, I'm
Maton's running career at Glenwood is not completely finished, as he still will run for the Titans this spring on the Titan track team. Last weekend, the Glenwood girls swim team dove in Eisenhower Pool for sectionals. Now let's see how they performed. And this is overall the teams. The Titans take 4th with a score of 85.5. Springfield High Senators take the swimming sectional at the SHG sectional. 220.5 was their score. Unfortunately, no lady swimmers for the Titans or divers qualified for state, but there is still a lot of potential for next season. Now, if it hadn't been for the strange tie in the Rams and 49ers game, our NFL guru Eric Berklow would have aced last week's predictions, but even with that surprise game, Eric improved his overall record. It's up to a 56% correction rate. Now, let's see if he can improve that mark with this week's edition.
Okay, what up, guys? It's my Week 11 picks. I got the Rams, the Jets at the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams. They will win with a better passing game. The Bears at 49ers. The 49ers will win. Their running game is much better than Chicago's. Jay Cutler will not be playing this week. And San Fran's passing defense is better than Chicago's. Colts at Patriots. New England is tough at home, only lost one home game. Indy has trouble stopping the run this year. They give about 120 rushing yards a game. Upset, I got the Lions over the Packers. The Lions will win because they have a better passing game. The Lions have a better passing defense. And our fantasy star of the week will be Michael Turner.
Eric's pick with the Lions over the Packers. Good one there. Picked against the Bears again. Hey, what can you do? That might be right. But let's take our last commercial break of the day and stay tuned. We'll be right back for the weekly debate with Brad Akers and Roman Ballinger. Stay right there.
Well, Mr. Raji, we could save you hundreds by doing a discount double check.
Not you too, Raji. You're on my team. You know that's my move.
The discount double check?
No, that's my touchdown dance, man.
Here we go again. Sir, you're not even doing it right. Raji, drop it.
Show me what you got, Raji.
What is this?
Come on now. You said you were a dancer.
Where you going, buddy? Come on back.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
That Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, that Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
Welcome back into The Rush, and now it's weekly debate time, and we have Glenwood senior golfer Brad Akers, and also we have a Glenwood senior baseball player coming up in the spring, Roman Ballinger. And guys, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
For the weekly debate. And well, college basketball just started. You're probably one of the biggest Duke fans I know, Brad.
Yeah.
And just started out, and we're going to start out with a Kentucky. With, again, an all-freshman or a near all-freshman starting lineup with John Calipari as coach. And they just took on the Duke Blue Devils in the State Farm Champions Classic. And Duke prevailed with a rated number 9 to start the preseason rankings. Start out with you, Brad, and we'll go over to Roman. Do you think Kentucky repeat? And really, how good is your Duke Blue Devil squad?
I think Duke has like the best shot of winning it this year. They have
of course. Yeah.
They have a really good center this year, Mason Plumlee. He's been working a lot this summer.
Sure.
Same as Seth Curry. He's pretty good at the perimeter, like three-point shooting.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good season for Duke, and we'll see how it goes with those seniors.
And Kentucky, Roman, what do you think about Kentucky? Do you think they have a chance to repeat, if all those freshmen?
Well, I do think they have a chance to repeat, but I don't think they were as good as they were last year. I think that was a dream team. It was completely unexpected. But I did a little research, and their top 4 scorers are in double digits, but 3 of them are freshmen. Yeah. And I don't think those freshmen are as good as they were last year.
Yeah, you have Nerlens Noel, who really was at the top of that class. But I think a key thing with part of the reason why Kentucky lost to Duke, even though Duke played really well, is that Kentucky, it takes them a while as freshmen to really get used to each other and get that playing all up stuff there. Now we'll stick with basketball. And actually, college basketball, can we get a little, we love seeing brackets, and we have a bracket buster. Is there one that you see right off the bat here?
For me personally, I'm going to have to go with UNC. I think that they're a well-coached team, and I think that they're usually very dominant, and I think this year, straight to the top.
Little poke at Brad there. But bracket buster, you see some of Brad, I'm thinking a team that has been all right the past couple years, but riding the NIT. I got the Illinois State Redbirds.
Illinois State?
Illinois State, they got Dan Muller as a coach. He was on the last Illinois State team in the 90s to make it to Division I NCAA tournament. So I think the Birds, fear the Bird. I think the Birds have a chance this year to make it. I already know Brad just all focused on Duke, so we'll move on to the NBA and with the Lakers firing head coach Mike Brown after just 5 games. He went 1-4. I thought they may let him go until Christmas, but they didn't give him that long. And they were really sort of flirting with Phil Jackson, who won 5 titles with the Lakers, 11 total. And they were kind of seeming like he would have the job, and he was about getting ready to take it. Thought he had until Monday of this week. And then they ended up going with Mike D'Antoni, former coach of the Knicks and Suns. Roman, we'll start with you. Is that a good move?
Well, they did flirt with Phil Jackson. You mentioned he had 11 championships overall, while Mike D'Antoni doesn't have any. He's only made the playoffs, I think it's rough, 3 or 4 times. And, I do think that I thought they did let go of Mike Brown a little too early, because you remember a couple years ago when Eric Spoelstra had that dream team with the Heat in them. And,
oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just didn't think they gave him enough time, and I really don't think that the best choice was Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah. We'll go over down to you, Brad.
I believe the same thing Roman said.
But yeah,
I think it's also a good choice with Mike D'Antoni, because he coached Steve Nash, and he's a pretty good player. And
yeah, coached him with the Suns. And then also another thing you could go with, Coach K was the head coach of the USA team, but Mike D'Antoni was his head assistant.
Exactly.
And that's how he really got to know Kobe Bryant too. So I just think they're sort of setting him up as a villain. They're already setting him up as a bad guy, kind of leading up like they could, get Phil Jackson, and then they don't.
Exactly, but I think the real elephant in the room is how are they going to beat the Heat, because that's what the Western Conference is meant for. He's going to come up to beat the Heat, and I don't think Mike D'Antoni's offense with the no post, I don't think that's going to suit well for Dwight Howard and the Lakers.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to bring back the triangle offense, but they didn't do that. Phil Jackson stays in retirement. Now we'll go to baseball. Now, Roman, you play baseball for Glenwood, and the Miami Marlins just completely cleaned house. They wanted to go to Miami, and they brought in Ozzie Guillen. Well, he was fired. They brought in Heath Bell, traded the Diamondbacks after the season. Now they had a blockbuster trade with the Toronto Blue Jays, sending Josh Johnson, who was their top ace, not in a trade, but he's their top ace, Mark Burley, and also missing somebody here. Got John Bucket catcher, whole bunch of guys moving over there from Jose Reyes over there too. And do you agree with what they're doing, cleaning house after they were building this dream team and going to be a contender? Now they're just shaping up again?
Well, we forget that the baseball is also a financial thing, and I just think it's not fair for the fans, to be honest with you. Like, they just got that new stadium, and now the owners are cleaning house. I just don't think it's fair for the fans at all.
Their salary bumped up last year from $57 million to over $100 million.
Exactly.
And Brad, do you kind of see where a team could just start over? They did this in the 90s and won in 03 with the Florida Marlins, so it may work.
Yeah.
But we'll move over to we still have to talk about Tim Tebow. It's American sports on ESPN all in the summer. It was all about Tim Tebow going to the Jets. And now you see this sometimes where you have anonymous players come out, talk to the media, and one guy quoted that Tim Tebow was terrible, and another person went out and said that it was a guy in the front office that we don't even view him as a quarterback, which he's a big guy, Brad. You think that maybe they could stick him at tight end,
Exactly. That's what I was saying. He's huge. He's a huge guy. He could could do anything, really.
And I mean, I'm sure he could catch the ball though too. And just, I mean, you hear Stephen A. Smith all the time saying that he's just not a quarterback. But Roman, first of all, do you agree with those comments made by those Jet players? Should they do that?
I don't agree with the comments, but I do agree with how Rex Ryan, how he approached the issue, and how he basically said that he's our quarterback, and even though he's not the starter, he's still part of our team. He's family, all that, and which I do respect that about Rex Ryan. But I just don't know why we're still talking about Tim Tebow when it should be Mark Sanchez and his lowest completion rating in the NFL.
Well, that's the thing. If there was a better backup quarterback than Tim Tebow, I think a couple weeks ago they would have replaced Mark Sanchez. I mean,
Exactly.
I can't see why they're leaving him in there. Well, guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Brad had a nice golf season, and we're looking forward to baseball season with you, Roman, in just a little while. And that's all we have for this episode of The Rush. And officially, all Glenwood fall sports are now over with, and that means we now usher in the winter sports. Basketball will have a Thanksgiving tournament in LaSalle, Peru coming up. The girls' basketball season actually tips off at home this Saturday at the East Gym against O'Fallon at 1:30 on Saturday. And also, no Rush next week because of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving long weekend. So happy Turkey Day from The Rush, and we gone. We stay on here.